In this week's video, I test out the journey back to Hampshire to visit our son Dan, where we spend some quality time shopping, eating and dog walking. There is of course the requisite walk in the Highlands and some woodworking thrown in, but first. Welcome to our channel. We are Kath, Sue and Fudge. After retiring and spending 2.5 years travelling the UK in our motorhome, we decided to put down new roots in the Scottish Highlands, a move of over 500 miles north. With some help from the BBC's Escape to the Country team, we found our dream home and are now settling into Highland life. Well, it's another day and another walk, and you know what, we're experiencing some quite mild weather at the moment, which is why I've not got my hat on today. So I'm taking you on a walk today that I've only ever done once before, but I don't think we filmed anything at the time. It's a beautiful walk. It's about 5 miles, and I'm going to be putting the camera away very soon because with that mild weather comes rain. So this is just a quick intro to get us started. This forest that I'm in is called Abernethy Forest, and it's one of the oldest and largest Caledonian pine forests that exists, and it's full of rare species. And in fact, just a moment ago I saw a little crested tit, and if you've watched the channel for a while you'll know that that is one of my favourite birds. I think they're magnificent. They're just, I call them my little punk rocker friends. They are lovely, but I mean, this is just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? All around me. What do you think, Fudge? Do you like it as well? I think you do. So we're heading on one of the main tracks at the moment, and we'll be on main tracks for quite a lot of this walk. There's nobody around, absolutely nobody. I've passed 2 ladies who looked like they were coming back from a rather large mountain walk, judging by the equipment that they had with them. Oh, there we go. It's about to rain again, so sorry, but I'll have to go. We're just passing a section of the walk where it looks like there's some nurseries at the side. Now, I am reasonably confident that this is where you can volunteer. I think it's the RSPB, but it's all under the Volunteer Cairngorm's website. So if Sue fancies actually working here, because they're planting, I think they're planting trees. I guess different types of trees that they'll then, you know, get from little shoots here and then replant somewhere else in the forest. As we've seen before, aspen trees are an example from a video, I think maybe last week's video. Well, this weather is bonkers. It's just absolutely tipped it down for about 20 minutes. I am soaking. And now the sun's out, or at least there's some blue sky in various directions. You can just see it probably catching on the trees here. I don't know if you can catch that in the camera. But anyway, our walk continues. We're still on a fairly main track, but we're just about to head off there now and head down another track. Well, as you've seen, we now have to negotiate a stile. It's one of those good ones, so there is a section where Fudge can get through very easily. It's a little bit slippy. Oh, there we go. No dramas there then. Successfully managed. This way, Fudgie. Sweetheart, and you get. Good girl. Now, is there anything in particular you're waiting for? Any? But sit down. Sit down. Good girl. That's a good girl. Right, tootsies. Sit down. Tootsies. Tootsies. Good girl. Well, despite the weather, which has turned into really big sunshine now, and it's been ever changing throughout the walk. But despite that, it's been a wonderful walk. So, time to go back, get our cup of tea and digestive. How about that then, Fudge? I think she's enjoyed it too. Well, guess what? I might have got myself into a bit of trouble now. Sue has seen this little ornamental flower thing when we were at my mum's house last week and said, I'm going to ask you, Mum, where she got that. I really like that. And I looked at it and said, I could make that. So now I'm put to the test. Well, my first job was to sketch the ornament, and that's because I needed the correct dimensions based on the consumables I'd managed to source. Okay, so for my project at the moment, I've got two sides, and then this is a back, which will run along here at the top, and then the U-clips will go on here. So I now need to just move a piece of wood in each side. So using the back itself, I traced out the edges that I needed to remove. Okay, I don't know if you caught any of that mumbling, but I think it's time for the jigsaw. Okay. And now for the gluing, but this time no screwing. I am thinking of getting a t-shirt that says Motorhome Mums, we like gluing and screwing. What do you think? And of course it's now time to clamp it in place and then use your patience, because I normally wait 24 hours before I come back to things like this. After checking the measurements for the floor again, I cut the piece, ready to attach once that glue had set. A nice tight fit. Super. Now this is where things start to get really quite technical, well, at least for someone with my skills. There was a lot of measuring because I need to make some circular indentations in the right place on this piece of wood. There's going to be the back in place, which is coming in a little bit, so it's coming in by 20 mil. So if I draw the back 20 mil in. So as you can see, lots more mumbling and measuring. Let's have a look at this. So to make the circular indentation, I'd first of all cut a hole the right size in a piece of ply and was using this as a template. Of course, the flaw in this is the router bit was also going to cut through the template, which was made of plywood. So I was doing my best to make these round indentations and didn't do a particularly good job. What I really need is a router bit that is exactly the width that I need for the indentations. But I made the best with what I had. Well, here it is. That's not glued in yet, it's just positioned in. It's quite a tight fit, which is what I wanted. And the test tube will sit in the little indentation, held into place like that. And this is what it looked like when I'd finished, albeit not sanded or painted or stained or whatever Sue wants doing to it. Good morning. I am very, very excited today because guess what? I'm going to visit my son. So Sue is dropping me off in an hour's time at Inverness airport. It's very early. We had to set the alarm for 3:45. Here I am, made it to Inverness airport. Sue's just dropped me off. I'm now heading into the terminal building to hopefully check in for my flight and go and get the requisite coffee and a croissant. So I'm at Gatwick and there is a shuttle which takes you from the terminal to the train station, which is quite handy, isn't it? So I'm just waiting for the shuttle now. crazy. I don't know how long I'm going to have to wait for my train. I'm going to need to work out what the first train is, but I'm going to get a coffee first. I've not even had time to stop for a coffee because I've come into the station and it looks like my train is just a few minutes away, so I'm going to hang around and maybe at the other end, if I've got a bit of waiting before Dan picks me up, then I'll grab a coffee there. I'm sure he won't mind waiting a bit longer. In fact, I know he won't because he's contacted me to say he was called out last night, so he's been out all night. So as soon as I get there, my first job is going to be taking Lilo for a walk so he can have a bit of sleep. So I think I've arrived at the right place. I'm just looking for the exit. Oh, I can see the car. So Dan is definitely here to meet me, which is great. Just need to find my way out. So hopefully I'm going to find him over here. So I'm very excited. It's months since I've seen him. I'm here! How are you? Are you going to let me in? Hello, Lilo. No, stay there, stay there.
Lilo, no, stay back.
Well, the first thing I've had to do since arriving is granny duties. I think I've mentioned it already, but Dan was called out last night and he texted me at about, before I got my flight, so it must have been about 6 o'clock this morning, to say he'd only just got home. He was going to get a quick nap, and then when I got there, would I take Lilo, his dog, out for a walk so he could go back to sleep. So this is the start of my weekend. Granny duties. But she is a cutie. This area behind us is called Langstone Harbour. It's not far from Portsmouth. It's a great place for dog walkers. Instantly notice the difference now. It's so quiet at home, and here there's major roads in the background. Somewhere over there is the Spinnaker Tower, but it's such a hazy day today. I can just about see it. I'm not sure the camera will get it. This harbour was once upon a time of quite military significance, but these days I think it's more birds, because there's a big estuary here behind me, and I can see, look, there are lots of birds here at the moment. So anyway, we're going to head back, probably try and get a little bite to lunch, keep Lilo out for a bit longer so Dan's had a chance to sleep, and then we'll be going back to his place. Well, I thought I'd show you the room that Dan's got me. The most important thing about the room is the rugby's on the telly. Well, next on our agenda is my boy's taking me for dinner. He's taking, I'm paying. Isn't that what happens when mums and sons go out? Is that right?
I think there's a switch over at some point.
Is there really?
Yeah.
When's that? Not yet.
Yeah.
So I was taken for a short drive through some beautiful Hampshire countryside before finally arriving at the pub that Dan wanted to take me to. Well, good morning. We have lots planned for today. There's shopping, there's eating, there's walking, there's film watching. We're going to have a fun-packed day before I have to head home tomorrow. And you can tell we're in the south. T-shirts on. Well, our first stop is B&Q and we're looking for a doormat. That's nice, yeah. How much is it?
20 quid.
Oh, okay. They're quite expensive, aren't they, artificial plants?
Yeah, but do you know what's good about them?
You don't have to watch them.
They last forever.
I don't think they last forever. Somebody set off the alarm. Who has set off the alarm? Probably. Is there a naughty girl? Oh, she's pretending to be invisible. Well, next on the list was the outdoor shop Cotswolds. Dan needed some new walking socks. And then, taking advantage of lots of shops in the same place, we decided to go to TK Maxx to see if we could get a bargain. Sue needs some more t-shirts. Well, it's a little bit windy today, and I think we are forecast some rain later today, but for now it's dry. We're in a beautiful part of the country, which is the New Forest, and undertaking our favourite activity, well, mine, dog walking. As you know, we do a lot of dog walking, but this time I'm with my boy and his baby. So we parked up at a place, some car parks near a pub called the Royal Oak, which is near to Fritham in the New Forest. And it's busy there already, and there's even people sat outside because the pub doesn't open until 12 o'clock. So there's people sat outside there already, which I think just goes to show how popular it is. Anyway, we will take you on this very blustery walk with us. Don't you jump anywhere near me, not this time. Crazy girl.
No. Oh, God.
Come on then, Lilo. Jump on me. Well, we have finished our walk and now it's time to go to the pub. I'm filthy because Lilo's decided I'm her favourite granny and she just wants to jump on me. Got stuck on my rucksack. Well, this is a busy little pub, but nobody was sitting in the garden. I wonder why. Everything can blow away on a day like today. So with crazy dog and crazy adults, we sat in the garden in the blustery wind, trying to drink the soup as quick as possible before it went cold. Good morning. Well, it's nearly time to go home now. I've had an absolutely fantastic weekend. It's been really nice to see Dan again. I am looking forward to seeing Sue and Fudge. It's not nice being apart, but we've had a lovely time. So I'll see you back home. Well, good morning. As you can see, I made it back safely and the whole journey was really easy. We left home at 4:30 in the morning and I was picked up by Dan at about 10:05 at the railway station. And one of the reasons that originally worried me about coming so far from where Dan was the, just the distance. But actually, it was really easy, and that's definitely put my mind at rest. I was actually supposed to be staying with him, but unfortunately, about a day before I got there, his boiler broke. So he very kindly booked me into a hotel, and in fact, he was showering at the hotel. But hopefully he'll be getting his hot water back again soon. So I think that's a great place to end this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and, well, I hope you'll come back and join us next week.